been waiting for you not just today, but in a deeper, timeless sense. You have arrived not by accident, but because something in you is ready to hear, to feel, to remember. The Southern Hemisphere, as the sun arcs differently, reminds us not all things move the same way, and yet everything moves in harmony. This rare alignment we speak of today, it is not only celestial, it is internal, it is sacred, it is a calling. Today, I want to share 3 profound things. If you choose to do them now during this rare window, you may never look at life the same way again. But before we begin, let us breathe. Inhale slowly, exhale gently, let go of all the noise, come back to yourself. 1. Turn toward the silence. Many people search for answers by chasing them, but chasing only stirs up more dust. Instead, I ask you, can you sit with the silence? When I was young, I met an elder monk in the mountains of Himachal Pradesh. He never spoke more than a few words each day. Curious, I asked him, why don't you talk more? He smiled and whispered, because everything worth knowing is already in the silence. He was right. In silence, we meet the truth not made of words. You see, the Southern Hemisphere is entering a period where energies are shifting inward. The external world may not tell you, but this is the perfect time to pause, not to stop living, but to start listening. Take 10 minutes each day, sit without distraction. No music, no phone, no goals. Just you and the breath. In this sacred stillness, something awakens. The silence doesn't demand anything, it simply invites, and slowly, it begins to reveal you to reconnect with what is real. Second practice is more difficult but more necessary now than ever. RECONNECTION. Not with your screens, not with your tasks, but with the land, with your body, with people who matter. I once lived in a small hut surrounded by eucalyptus trees. There was no electricity, just a fire, the wind, and the scent of wood smoke. The simplicity of that life taught me something. Real joy doesn't shout, it whispers, and it's whispering to you now. Go outside barefoot if you can. Feel the earth beneath you. Pick a fruit with your own hands. Call someone and ask how they're really doing. Cook a meal slowly. Hug with presence. These are not acts of indulgence, they are acts of alignment, especially in the Southern Hemisphere. The pulse of the earth is deeper now. It wants you to come home to your senses. Don't resist. Just return. 3. Let something die. This may sound strange, but listen carefully. Not all endings are sad, some are sacred. In the monastery, before each seasonal transition, we would gather to write down something we were ready to let go of. A habit, a fear, a name. We'd place the papers into a small clay pot and burn them beneath the moonlight. The smoke would rise, and so would our spirits. Death is not just the ending of life, it is the invitation for life to begin again. Here in the Southern Hemisphere, as the energies reverse and nature turns inward, there is no better moment to let something die, not in pain, but in reverence. Ask yourself, what burden am I still carrying that no longer belongs to me? What identity, what regret, what shame have I outgrown? Write it, burn it, release it. Sometimes, to find yourself, you must lose what you never needed. A rare opening, and your choice at this moment you are in is not ordinary. You may not feel it, but there are energetic windows that open just like this one. Few recognize it, even fewer act on it, but those who do, they awaken. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, you have been offered a mirror. Not a mirror that shows your reflection, but one that reveals your soul. What you choose to do now echoes for lifetimes. So turn toward the silence. Reconnect with what is real and allow something sacred to die. You don't need to be perfect. You only need to be present. Let's sit here together for just a few more breaths. Inhale, exhale, let it go. You've begun a journey, one that will deepen in the coming pages. But remember, each page is not just a message, it is a mirror. So I ask you to take this message with you. Sit under the night sky, feel the shift in the wind, and listen to the quiet voice that lives inside you. Because the rare opportunity is not coming, it is already here. Are you willing to meet it? Welcome back, dear soul. It brings me peace to know you returned, that you did not just hear the words but felt them, that you sensed the soft but unmistakable echo of truth stirring within. We ended the last page with 3 practices: silence, reconnection, release, and now we go deeper. Because transformation is not an event, it is a path walked slowly, mindfully, moment by moment. The season is not just outside, it's inside you. You see, in the Southern Hemisphere, the natural cycles move opposite to those in the north, but spiritually, they move inward. Just as the trees retreat their sap, and the soil prepares to rest, so too must we learn the art of inner turning. Most people live outward lives. They chase, accumulate, prove, perform, but we are not here to chase, we are here to awaken. And awakening begins not with doing more but with feeling more, not emotion, but presence. Sit still with me now, just for a moment. Listen not to my words, but to the quiet rhythm inside your own chest. That gentle thump, 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 that is your companion through it all. That is the gateway inward. This season invites you to notice what is normally overlooked: how you breathe, how you speak to yourself, how you eat, sleep, walk, and wait. These are not insignificant details, they are doorways, a teaching from the fire temple. Let me share with you a story. Years ago, in the foothills of Peru, I spent 3 weeks with a quiet order of firekeepers, men and women, who never let the sacred flame die. Their temple had no walls, only the sky above and stone below. Each day, they would take turns sitting with the fire, feeding it, praying beside it, listening to its crackles and whispers. One elder, her face deep with lines of wisdom, said to me, "You do not tend fire with urgency, you tend it with rhythm." That sentence stayed with me, because that fire was not just in the pit, it was in me, and it is in you. The rare opportunity you now face is not one of speed, it is of rhythm, to find a sustainable, soulful rhythm again before the fire inside burns too wildly or fades away completely. A new rhythm, 3 gentle practice. Let me offer you 3 gentle practices now. Not more things to do, but new ways to be. 1. Walk without destination in today. Take a walk with no goal, no phone, no playlist. Just your steps and the sound of your surroundings. Let the earth beneath you set the pace. Notice your thoughts. Let them come and go like clouds. You are not here to control them. You are here to walk alongside them. You will find, strangely, that the longer you walk without trying to get anywhere, the more you arrive where you've always longed to be here. 2. Eat with reverence. Say no matter how humble your meal, make it sacred. Take one bite, pause. Feel the texture, taste, and nourishment. You are not just feeding your body, you are feeding awareness. When I lived in the mountains, we would spend the first 5 minutes of every meal in silence. Why? Because gratitude is easier to access in stillness. Let your food be a meditation. Let your eating be a prayer. 3. Speak less, mean more. Words are powerful, but only when they are chosen with care. This season, practice sacred speech. Before you speak, ask, is it kind? Is it necessary? Is it true? I once heard a young monk ask his elder, "Why do you speak so little, master?" The elder replied, "Because silence is where the words are born. Speak less, but when you do, let it land like warm rain on dry earth." The hidden portal of the present. There is something I must tell you, something hidden that most overlook. The present moment is not just now. It is a portal. When you slow down, when you walk without rush, eat without distraction, speak with intention, you slip into the sacred. You step out of linear time and into timeless awareness. This is not philosophy, it is not poetry, it is practice. Try it, even for 1 hour a day, and you will feel it, the shift. Like the difference between sleeping and truly waking up. You are being guided, even though if you've been feeling lost lately, confused, uncertain, that is not failure, that is the moment before clarity. Do you know what happens before dawn? The coldest, darkest moment, but after that, the light returns. If you are in the Southern Hemisphere, and you feel something stirring inside you, trust it. Because while the world rushes into distractions, the soul longs for depth. And you have been chosen to feel that depth now. A whisper from the future. Before we end today's page, let me offer you a whisper from the future. There is a shift coming, not just globally, but within you. If you stay the course, if you walk this quiet path, if you tend your inner fire, something extraordinary will awaken. You won't need to announce it. It will show in your eyes, in your peace, in your choices. But for now, just breathe, just listen, just be. Let's sit together in closing. Feel your breath, let your shoulders drop. Let your mind float like a feather on the wind. You are not late, you are not broken. You are precisely where your soul needs you to be. And in this space, we prepare for what comes next. We will go even deeper into the forgotten wisdom of the earth, the unseen help surrounding you, and the soul's true direction. You've returned once again. Not to me, but to yourself. And that is the true pilgrimage, not to distant temples or towering mountains, but to the hidden chambers of your own being. The world may not notice this return. It may not reward it, but your soul knows, and it smiles. Today, I want to take you deeper beneath the surface of routine and distraction, into the quiet intelligence of the earth, and the invisible guidance that surrounds you every day, whether you see it or not. The earth is speaking. Are you still enough to hear it? In the Southern Hemisphere, everything flows differently. The water spins counterclockwise. The sun arcs north. The winds bring a message from beneath the world. This reversal is not accidental, it's symbolic. You, too, are being asked to reverse your habits, to unlearn, to unknow, to surrender what you've clung to, not because it was wrong, but because it no longer serves you. You see, the earth holds ancient wisdom, older than books, older than words. When you walk barefoot on the land, when you sit quietly under the stars, you begin to feel it. The land doesn't speak in language, it speaks in energy. In a remote village in New Zealand, I once met a Maori elder who told me, if you do not speak to the land, it will forget your name. But if you greet it with your bare hands and open heart, it will remember and protect you. What a beautiful thought that the earth remembers us when we remember her. So today, I ask you to do something simple but sacred. Go outside. Place your hand on a tree, sit by a river or a stone or a patch of wild grass, and say, I'm listening, no asking, no taking, just listening. The rare opportunity here is not to conquer the world but to come back into harmony with it. You're not alone. Help is closer than you think. Often on this journey, you'll feel alone, especially when you begin waking up. Why? Because awakening separates you first from the world, then from your old self. It's a shedding, a gentle death of what you thought you needed to be. But listen closely, you are never alone. There are unseen hands guiding you, not dramatic, not loud, but subtle. A conversation that comes at the perfect moment, a dream that leaves behind a strange peace, a stranger's smile that breaks your sorrow. A video, perhaps this very one, that enters your life right on time. This is not chance. It is alignment. The universe speaks in synchronicities, and when your heart is open, you begin to notice how lovingly it arranges your path. In the monastery, we had a saying, when you cannot see the light, become still, for it is already behind you, guiding your shadow. So if you're in a dark season, know this, the light is already at work. But you must be still enough to feel its warmth. The soul doesn't follow maps. It follows resonance. In the West, you are taught to chase clarity, goals, 5-year plans, schedules, but the soul does not move in straight lines. It moves in circles, spirals, waves. Your path is not logical, it is felt. You know this because you've felt it before. A job that made sense but crushed your spirit, a relationship that looked perfect but felt hollow, a choice that looked risky but gave you life. This is the soul's compass. It doesn't point north. It points inward. As we move further into this rare energetic alignment, I urge you to stop asking, what should I do? And begin asking, what feels most true? This is not indulgence. It is sacred discernment. One day, long ago, I was sitting under a fig tree in silence. My teacher walked by and whispered, you keep asking which way to go, but have you asked if you are ready to walk at all? That question shattered me because clarity doesn't come from more thinking. It comes from quiet readiness, and readiness begins when you stop forcing and start trusting. 3 invitations for the season as we continue. I'd like to offer you 3 simple invitations, not instructions, not commandments, just gentle open doors. 1. Take one sacred pause each. Dive in for 5 minutes. Do nothing, say nothing. Just be. Let this time be your reset point. No effort, no striving. Just awareness. It will become the most important moment of your day. 2. Create without expectation. Paint, sing, dance, write, cook, not for outcome but for freedom. The soul speaks when you create freely. The mind heals when it plays. Let your creativity be a temple. 3. Be kind without witness. Help someone, say something kind, or offer a silent prayer without anyone knowing, not for recognition but for resonance. These unseen moments ripple farther than we can measure. The quiet shifty can sense it. You are not the same person who began this journey with me on page 1. Something has shifted. Even if subtly, your breathing is slower, your thoughts softer, your awareness deeper. This is how the soul awakens, not with fireworks, but with a single candle lit from within. The rare opportunity you've been given is not about what you achieve, it's about what you remember, that you are already whole, already connected, already enough. The Southern Hemisphere offers you a gift right now, a thinning of the veil, a moment of sacred pause, a deeper access point into truth, but only if you choose to enter. So I ask you, are you ready to keep walking? Let us sit together now in quiet stillness. Close your eyes. Place your hand over your heart. Feel the beat. This is the rhythm of your truth. You are not lost. You are learning to listen. You are not behind. You are aligning. You are not broken. You are becoming. And in the next page, we will step even further into this sacred remembering. In the next part of our journey, I will guide you through the sacred power of endings, the hidden wisdom in discomfort, and how to prepare for the miraculous shift that often comes disguised as loss. We shall continue into next step together. You are still here. That alone is a miracle. Because in a world that demands speed, it takes great courage to remain still. In a world that celebrates noise, it takes great strength to keep listening. And in a world that glorifies more, it takes wisdom to choose less but deeper. Thank you not for listening to me, but for honoring yourself enough to stay on this inward path. We are now ready for a truth that many spend a lifetime avoiding. A truth that lives in the shadows, but holds the key to the light. Let us step into it gently. Together, the sacred power of endings. Most people fear endings. We mourn them, resist them, deny them, but have you ever noticed? Every ending carries a silence, and in that silence potential. In the monastery, each day ended with a bell, not just to mark the closing of daylight, but to remind us this Moment will not return, not to make us sad, but to wake us up. Endings are not punishments. They are clearings. I once met a woman in South Africa who lost her job, her relationship, and her sense of identity within the same year. She said to me, "It felt like the universe was erasing me." I looked into her eyes and said, "No, dear one, the universe is rewriting you," she cried. 2 years later, she had begun painting again, something she abandoned in childhood. She moved near the sea. She now speaks to youth about healing and hope. Her life didn't end, her old life ended so that her true one could begin. What feels like falling apart is often falling into place. Discomfort is a doorpin, confusion, grief, they are not signs of failure. They are signs that something real is trying to get your attention. Discomfort is not the enemy. Avoidance is, because when you resist discomfort, you remain stuck in surface living, but when you feel it, when you sit with it, without trying to fix or numb it, it transforms like fire. It can burn away the false and reveal what is true. Let me tell you a story. When I was a novice monk, I was given the task of sitting in complete darkness for 3 nights straight, no food, no light, no human contact. Just me and my mind. By the second night, fear overwhelmed me. I imagined snakes, spirits, shadows. But by the third night, something shifted. I stopped running in my thoughts. I simply sat. And in that stillness, something rose from within, calm, clear, fearless, not because the darkness disappeared, but because I stopped fighting it. That moment changed me forever. Discomfort didn't destroy me, it introduced me to myself. Preparation for the shift right now in the Southern Hemisphere. The cycles of nature are preparing to shift. It may feel invisible, but something is stirring quietly, persistently, faithfully. And so must you prepare, not by effort, but by alignment. Ask yourself, what in me is coming to an end? What belief, pattern, or story am I ready to bury with honor? What would my life look like if I stopped resisting what's already leaving in the old traditions? They never feared winter, they welcomed it. Because they understood, the fallow season is when roots grow deepest. Your soul is rooting itself now, let it. Practice, a gentle release ritual. Here is a practice I've given too many over the years. Simple, quiet, and profound, right? 3 things you are ready to release. It could be a thought like I am not enough, a memory, a person, a fear, a pressure. Write them with love, place them in a bowl or fire-safe container, and under the moonlight, burn them. As the smoke rises, whisper, "Thank you for what you taught me. I now release you with grace. I now return to my truth." Then sit in the silence, no music, no affirmations, just silence. You'll feel it, a lightness. This is not magic. This is spiritual clarity. The next you is waiting behind the old one. You are becoming is not ahead of you. It's already here, waiting to be revealed the moment you shed what no longer belongs. You don't need to become anything. You only need to stop pretending to be what you are not. That is the sacred undoing. And it is happening now. So if you feel lost, good, because lost is the beginning of real direction. 3 reflective questions to carry into this week. Let me leave you with 3 deep questions. You may write them down or hold them in your heart. What truth am I afraid to say out loud? Where in my life am I forcing what should be flowing? What if I trusted that even this uncertainty is holy? Don't rush for answers. Live the questions. Let them unravel you gently. As Rumi once said, try not to resist the changes that come your way. Instead, let life live through you. Let us sit together in closing. Close your eyes. Take 1 deep breath and another. Feel the quiet knowing within you. You are shedding. You are softening. You are becoming the space for something miraculous to unfold, not because you chased it, but because you prepared for it, and the preparation is enough. In the next step, I will walk with you into the realm of divine timing, soul alignment, and how to recognize signs from the universe when you feel uncertain. We will explore how to trust the invisible plan that's already unfolding through your life. You have come far, not in distance, but in depth. Most journeys involve crossing mountains, oceans, cities, but this journey, the one we are walking together, moves through something far more vast, your inner world. And as you travel inward, something beautiful begins to happen. You start to recognize that your timing is not random. Your questions are not small, and your life is not accidental. Today, we walk into the sacred mystery of timing, divine timing, and how the universe, without fail, always speaks if we are willing to listen differently. Divine timing is not late, you are just early. I live in a culture that worships speed. We celebrate getting ahead, but the soul doesn't rush. It unfolds like a flower, like a sunrise, like a truth. In the monastery, one of our oldest sayings was this: a mango ripens not by pressure, but by the sun. You are that mango, dear one, and the sun is coming. But if you force it, if you pluck yourself too early, you miss the richness you were meant to hold. Let me ask you gently, are you trying to rush a season in your life? Are you demanding clarity where patience is what's being asked? Are you calling something failure when it's simply not time yet? If so, let me offer you peace. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are simply in preparation. The universe whispers in patterns, not predictions. We often ask, what's going to happen next? But that's the wrong question. The better question is, what's already happening over and over? That I've stopped paying attention to. You see, the universe doesn't always speak in voice, it speaks in patterns, in repetition, in nudges, in cycles. Have you noticed the same lesson keeps coming back, just wearing a different face? The same kind of people, the same struggle, the same longing. This is not life punishing you. This is life trying to graduate you until you fully receive the lesson. It will gently and sometimes forcefully repeat. So don't ask, why me? Ask, what am I meant to see? A lesson from the mountain's edge. I'll tell you a story. Years ago, I was walking alone along a cliff trail in Patagonia. The fog had rolled in, thick as cotton. I couldn't see more than a few steps ahead. I panicked. My thoughts raced. What if I fall? What if I lose the path? But then I remembered something my teacher had told me. The path does not disappear. When you can't see it, it's your trust that becomes clouded, not the road itself. So I took one step, then another, and slowly, the path revealed itself, one breath at a time. That is divine timing. Not a map laid out in certainty, but a mysterious unfolding that asks you to trust the invisible. How to know you are in alignment even when you're unsure? People ask me often, how do I know I'm on the right path? I smile and say, you're not supposed to know. You're meant to feel. So here are 3 signs that you are aligned with your soul's journey, even if it doesn't look the way you expected. 1. You feel peace even in uncertainty. You may not know the next step, but there's a quiet sense that you are safe, held, and okay. 2. Synchronicities begin to appear. Repeating numbers, a phrase you needed to hear, an opportunity falling into your lap. These aren't coincidences, they are confirmations. 3. You are shedding more than you are adding. Alignment often looks like letting go of people, habits, roles, or versions of you that no longer fit. If you see these signs, rejoice. Not because the path is easy, but because it is yours. The language of signs. The universe doesn't shout, it whispers. A delay, a lost item, a sudden cancellation, a door closing. At first, we get frustrated, but then, when we pause, we begin to see. The pause was protection, the delay was direction, the loss was alignment. Nothing in your life has been wasted. Not a moment, not a tear, not even the silence. Everything is seed, everything is signal, but you must slow down to receive it. 3 practices to deepen trust in divine timing. If you feel uncertain, let these 3 practices become anchors for your week. 1. Practice non-rushing mornings. Wake up 15 minutes earlier. Do one thing slowly. Sip tea, stretch, breathe, let the day come to you. This rewires your nervous system to feel safe and flow, not enforced. 2. Speak your doubts aloud to the sky. Yes, literally, stand outside, look up, and say, I don't understand, but I trust you. You'll feel an unexpected peace in returning your confusion to something bigger. 3. Celebrate invisible progress. Each night, reflect on something you felt, not just something you did. Emotional awareness, letting go, kindness to yourself, that's progress. 2. You're being guided even when you feel forgotten. Let me remind you again, softly. Just because you haven't seen the fruit yet doesn't mean the seed isn't working. Your inner work, your reflection, your stillness, it is not in vain. You are building an unseen foundation. And soon the pieces will click, the signs will become clear, the fog will lift. Until then, trust the rhythm of the seasons. The Southern Hemisphere is showing you this now. Not everything needs to bloom at the same time. And not everything needs to be understood to be honored. Let's sit together. Now in closing, breathe in deeply and slowly out. Say quietly to yourself, I trust the unknown, because it is where miracles live. Say it again, let it echo. This is your sacred rehearsal, your soft agreement with the divine. And in the next page, we will explore the language of surrender, the grace in not knowing, and how to finally open your heart to the life that's waiting to meet you. Next, I will walk with you into the penultimate message. Before our final unfolding, we are nearing the summit. Dear soul, let us keep walking, one sacred breath at a time. You have come so far, and yet, this is not a finish line, it is a return, because the spiritual journey is not a straight line, but a spiral, each lesson returning at a deeper level, each step bringing us closer not to answers, but to presence. You are no longer who you were when we began. Not because of me, but because you listened, you softened. You allowed yourself to be reshaped not by force, but by wisdom. And now we arrive at the threshold of surrender, not defeat, not passivity, but wholly letting go. What surrender really means. Surrender is not the same as giving up. It's giving over your fear, your timeline, your grip on control. It's releasing the illusion that you are holding the world together with your effort, and trusting that life can carry you if you let it. In the monastery, there was a pond, still, Deep, silent. One day, I watched a fallen leaf float down onto its surface. It did not fight, it did not sink. It simply rested and was carried exactly where it was meant to go. That leaf taught me more than any scripture. The current knows the way, you only need to trust it. So I ask you now, where in your life are you gripping too tightly? What would happen if you stopped trying to control it and started trusting it? The illusion of control and the peace of surrender you were never meant to carry it all. The healing, the answers, the future, that pressure is a weight no soul is meant to bear. Control is exhausting. It creates tension, overthinking, and fear of what might happen. But surrender, it feels like exhaling after holding your breath for too long. It feels like setting down a heavy bag you forgot you were carrying. And no, surrender doesn't mean you stop showing up. It means you stop forcing what isn't yours to control. It's the difference between rowing and floating with the current. The night is not the end, it's the warm. Many people confuse darkness with despair. But the spiritual heart knows this. The night is where life begins. Seeds bloom in the dark. Babies grow in the dark. Your deepest healing, it happens in the dark when no one is watching. When the world is quiet, when you finally face yourself. Without running. Do not rush your darkness. It is sacred. There is wisdom in your waiting. There is light in your resting. There is rebirth in your surrender. Let it rain. The wisdom of feeling deeply. So many of us were taught to avoid strong emotions, to stay positive, to distract, to perform, but your tears are sacred rain. Your anger is a teacher in disguise. Your grief is proof that you have loved deeply. Don't bottle them, don't numb them, let them move through you like weather. Because emotions, when honored, do not stay, they pass. It is only resistance that turns them into suffering. So if you need to cry, cry. If you need to feel lost, feel it fully. Your vulnerability is not weakness. It is the gateway to your wholeness. 3. Sacred surrender practice. Let us read this chapter in practice because wisdom without embodiment is just information. Here are 3 simple ways to practice surrender this week. 1. The hands up prayer each morning. Stand quietly with your palms facing the sky. Say softly, I release what I cannot control. I trust what I cannot see. I welcome what is meant for me. Even 2 minutes of this opens the heart. 2. The release journal. At the end of your day, write down everything that is on your mind. Then write next to each item, this does not belong to me right now. I return it to life. This simple act retrains the nervous system to feel safe in letting go. 3. The full body yes. Practice each time you make a choice. Pause. Ask, does this feel like a full body yes? Or am I acting from pressure, fear, or obligation only? Say yes when your soul feels aligned. You are being held. Perhaps no one told you this growing up, but I will say it now for both of us. You are being held right now, even in your uncertainty, even in your confusion, even when it seems like nothing is working. You are being held by life itself, like a bird is held by air, like the moon is held by gravity, like a child is held by the unseen love of their ancestors. You are not falling. You are being carried. So let go, fall back into grace, and trust that where you are being led is exactly where you need to be. Let us close this page together. Place one hand over your heart and the other hand over your belly. Breathe and say quietly, I surrender my timeline. I surrender my fears. I surrender my old identity. I welcome peace. I welcome truth. I welcome the me I was always meant to be. Breathe in, breathe out. This is not the end. It is the sacred pause before the final awakening. You are preparing not just for change but for transformation. And next step, the final, will be the unfolding of everything we have planted, released, and trusted until now. In the next and final step, we will return to everything you've learned, bringing it together in a powerful moment of integration, clarity, and purpose. You will leave with a deep sense of renewal and readiness for the life that's been patiently waiting for you. You've done something many never allow themselves to do. You stayed. You didn't rush. You didn't turn away when it became uncomfortable or quiet. You chose to sit with your soul. That alone is a sacred act. Now, in this final chapter before our closing, I invite you to pause with me once more, not to seek, not to strive, but to receive. We are not here to add more information. We are here to allow everything we've walked through, the stories, the tears, the wisdom, the quiet miracles, to settle into your bones. This is the final teaching. You already have what you seek. You already are what you're chasing. You are already enough right here, as you are. Lesson 1. Stop waiting, begin. No, there is no perfect moment. No pristine day when the stars align and all doubts vanish. We wait to be confident. We wait to be certain. We wait to be ready. But life doesn't begin after the fear, it begins with it. The monk I studied under once whispered this to me: the wise do not wait for clarity. They step forward in faith, and clarity meets them there. So I say to you, with love in my voice, stop waiting, stop hesitating, stop asking for permission to live your truth. You do not need to become someone else before you begin. You just Need to begin, even trembling steps are sacred. Lesson 2. Return to your authentic self. So many of us wear masks. We became what the world needed us to be, to feel safe, to be accepted, to belong, but eventually, that mask becomes suffocating. True freedom begins when you no longer betray yourself to be loved by others. I want you to remember the version of yourself before the world told you who to be, the child who laughed freely, who spoke to the trees, who danced without shame, who dreamed boldly. That child is not gone, they are waiting for you. Beneath the noise, and the greatest act of courage, to remember them, to honor them, to become them again with wisdom now woven in. Lesson 3. Live like it matters. Time is the greatest illusion. We think we have endless tomorrows, we don't. Every sunrise is a gift not given to all. Every breath is a reminder, you are still here, use this. So I ask you, if you only had one more year, would you still argue with your purpose? Would you still silence your voice to keep others comfortable? Would you still delay your dreams for fear of judgment? Or would you say, I have been asleep long enough, I am ready now. I will live like my life matters, because it does. You are not random, you were born with reason. And you are being called now gently but firmly into alignment. Integration. Make your life a ceremony from this day on. You are invited to treat your entire life as a sacred ritual. Eat slowly, with reverence, speak gently, with intention. Walk as if the earth blesses every step. Greet the morning with a bow of gratitude, and each day with a whisper, thank you. I lived well today. No grand gesture is needed, only presence, only love. Make your life a ceremony. Make your words healing, make your presence a blessing, make your time a gift to the world. A final meditation. Come home to your breath. Close your eyes for a moment, place your hand on your chest. Feel it rise, feel it fall. This is life, soft, quiet, holy. Breathe in, I am here. Breathe out, and I am enough. Again, inhale, I am alive. Exhale, and I am grateful. You do not need to rush. You are not behind, you are exactly where you need to be. From monk to listener, my closing words to you: if I never speak to you again, let this be what remains in your heart. You matter. Your path matters, and even when you feel lost, there is a map written within your soul. Listen, trust, and keep walking. Let go of needing it to look a certain way. Let go of needing to understand everything. Walk with love, walk with humility, walk with the remembrance that this life is not a punishment, it is a miracle you get to shape with every choice you make. And if you ever forget, come back here, come back to the stillness, come back to the voice within. You are not alone. In the next and final next, we will gather everything. We will seal this journey in a powerful closing ritual that will stay with you for life. A soft ceremony of remembrance and renewal, one final walk hand in hand into the clarity of your becoming. There is something sacred about endings, not because they close a story, but because they transform it. Just like the sun does not set to leave you in darkness, it sets to remind you. Rest is sacred, stillness is strength, and even darkness is part of the path. You've walked through 7 pages with me. But more importantly, you've walked through 7 reflections of yourself. You've paused when the world said go. You've listened when your mind begged for distraction. And now, at this final page, I ask you this: what have you remembered about yourself? What truth whispered to you when everything else became quiet? That is your real treasure. You see, the rare opportunity I spoke of was not about the 3 things only, it was about this moment. This rare moment of being fully here, present, honest, alive. This is what so few choose in today's world. Final reflection. The life ceremony. Once sat with an old master. He had seen many winters, lost many loved ones, and yet his eyes sparkled with peace. I asked him, Master, what is the secret to a fulfilled life? He smiled, leaned close, and whispered, treat every day like it is your last, but love every moment like it will echo for eternity. This became my practice, and now I pass it on to you. Let your life become a ceremony. Wake up and thank the sky for allowing you another chance. Speak to others not from your ego, but from your soul. Eat as if the food is medicine. Rest as if the world will not fall apart if you pause. And most of all, love deeply. Not just people, but the moment itself, because the moment is all we truly have. A ritual for closing you can return to any time before we part. I offer you a simple closing ritual. 1. Sit with your back straight, eyes closed, hands on your heart. 2. Breathe in through the nose, gently, and exhale softly through the mouth. Do this 3 times. Now, say softly in your mind, or aloud if you're able, I release all that no longer serves me. I receive the gifts of this moment. I remember who I am. Breathe in, breathe out, feel the silence. Feel the presence. This is your sacred space. No one can take this from you. Final words from the monk. Dear one, you have always had a light within you, but perhaps you were never taught how to trust it. This journey we took together wasn't about me teaching you, it was about you remembering you. You are not broken, you are not behind. You are not lost, you are just unfolding. And this moment, this conversation is a signal you are ready now. Ready to stop delaying, ready to stop performing, ready to come home to the sacred truth of your life. Go forth gently, but boldly as we part. I leave you with a final blessing. May your steps be soft, but full of purpose. May your heart stay open, even when it aches. May your mind serve your soul, not your fear. And may you never forget, the rarest opportunity is to be fully here now. So go forth, not rushing, not seeking, but walking with grace, as if every step matters. Because it does. And if the world ever feels too loud again, come back to this voice. Come back to this place. Come back to yourself. You are your own sanctuary. Until we meet again, thank you for sharing this space with me. Thank you for being courageous enough to listen, and thank you for choosing stillness in a world that fears it. If this journey has touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video. Leave a comment with your reflection. Let someone else begin their own ceremony of remembrance. And when the time is right, I will meet you again, somewhere in the silence, in the breath between thoughts, in the space where wisdom lives. Until then, be well, be kind, be here.